Okay, guys. So what we did in the first class of EIS SM is to understand the flow. Like indirectly, we have done the indexing of the whole of the chapter for business process automation. I have told you the basics and all. Then I told you there are 5 chapters in EIS. Chapter number 1 is business process automation. Chapter number 2 is finance and accounting. Chapter number 3 is information system and its components. Chapter number 4 is e-commerce, m-commerce and emerging technologies. Chapter number 5 is going to be core banking system. So what we did, first we understood the index, not an index, but still questions relating to that particular topic we studied. That was very crucial because when you sit in the examination, sometimes we may not know from where it is coming. So if the index is really strong, it's fine. Then we opened up the expansions list. If you remember, we wrote all the expansions and made ourselves really strong. I asked you to write some. I did not ask you to write some. So accordingly, we can anyways manage. After that is what we told. And then we went into the one-liners, more like an MCQs we start writing without even the choices. We directly went into the concepts. Now we have done only 25% of what we wanted to do. Now we should go and cover the remaining thing. Now I hope you will be able to understand this. Are you able to see this, guys? This is fine. Is this font size clear? Okay, maybe I'll reduce this a bit.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
I think yes, this should be fine. So we have already done with this basics. So all the colors that I have used, because one color will relate to one topic, so it should be easy. Okay, now let's come back directly to the concept. As I've already told you, first we need to get the grip of it. Okay, now guys, I have already told you, whenever there is EIS, concepts relating to EIS, risk and control will be major. The moment the word risk and control comes, you need to understand when it is risk, the terms of risk, types of risk, what is risk, all the strategies of risk, all that we told we should try to remember. The moment when we say control, control is different. Internal control as per COSO is different. And then internal control system is different. Like that, we told different options, correct? COSO, do you remember? Committee of Sponsoring Organization. I wanted you to daily study 15-20 minutes on EIS. Only then you will be able to make that in permanent memory. Guys, I'm making it strong. You may feel like every faculty will tell this only, sir. You are also telling the same thing. It is not like that. You will know the impact when you don't study EIS for some 4-5 days. You know what will happen. You will feel like you do not know whether you studied this previously or not. Why? Because it's still in your temporary memory. You need to put that in permanent. So daily 20 minutes to half an hour should definitely be forming part. I know articles will be there. I know other things will be there, but still don't stop doing it. Okay. Now shall we go inside the concept directly and hit it? Yes. Okay. Now see what we are doing. Risk related concepts. Generally, we will always have a risk in whatever activity we try to do. So we expect something, but the reality will be something, correct? But when the reality is negative, then it becomes a risk, correct? So what we think all the questions that we studied should come. This is the expectation. What is the reality? All questions will come. Mostly if it comes, it is fine. All the question will it come? No. So what is the negative aspect that you have and the consequence that you have is called risk. You may not know that it will give you positivity, but definitely it will give you some negative shade. See the point here. Event result in significant deviation from a planned objective, result in unwanted negative consequence. Unwanted negative consequence is called risk. So what is the clear keyword? Guys, write only the keywords here when I am writing. Risk is what? Significant deviation, unwanted negative consequence. Please try to remember this. Now what I am doing, I am showing you the risk. I am coloring all this in one color. Just give me a minute. Why am I doing that? I am doing that for a simple reason. Because it is all relating to a concept called risk. So what's the keyword you will remember? Significant deviation from an unwanted negative consequence. In simple words, expectation is different from reality. That's the easy way to remember it. Next, types of business risk. There are 3 types of risk. They will ask you this in MCQ. This is amended. This is amended. So I am writing amended. Okay, new things that is being added here. Previously, risk were very less. You did not have 3 types and all. Now it is 3 types. So make it stronger. So I will mark this in green color. The most important thing, I will mark business risk in red color because business risk they are asking now, which is famous because of the amendment. Now they can ask you which of these are not the business risk. I'll again repeat, what are the 3 types of risk? Business risk, technological risk, data related risk. Data related risk is just for glance. See what I'm writing, guys? Just glance. That means what? Just understand that there is a risk. Technological risk, there are some 10 points which we need to study. When we study the question and answer, you will be able to get it. Okay. Business risk only is important. Definitely they will ask you in the exam. How? Which of these are the business risk? They can ask you. Which of these are not the business risk? They can ask you. So whatever it is, they will ask you this. So basically, you should know that there are 6 types of business risk. What are they? Strategic risk, financial risk, then regulatory risk, operational risk, hazard residual. Now, how I'll make you remember? See what I'm writing. OIFRS. Guys, you would have studied IFRS. Now, what is this OIFRS? You will understand. What is O? Guys, tell me what is O? Operational risk. Why I am making it like this? So that it's easy to remember. What is F? Financial risk. What is R? Regulatory and compliance risk. What is S? Strategic risk. And hyphen I will say HR. What is H? Hazard risk. What is R? Residual risk. You should know, guys, in EIS, you know what is the main problem for us? We may not know what is important, what is not important for the exam. Correct or not? Small things and all, you will sit and waste time, but they will never ask that in the exam. Big things, we will try to omit because it is bigger, but that only they will ask you in the examination. So I am telling you very clearly that this type of business risk that is being amended. Now, guys, if you see, every 6 months in your EIS, there are amendments. Law, you getting an amendment is understandable. Correct? Every time there will be keep on be changing, so it's fine. In EIS, there is a frequent changes that's happening in the material. So only I'm saying it is going to be there. I do not know how far in the next attempt there will be change. There will be the same syllabus. There can be a change. So please mark this important and write. Mark this important and write quickly. What are the types of business risk? How do you remember? OIFRS HR. How easy to remember. If mnemonics is there in hand, as I already told you what is mnemonics, correct? Shortcuts. OIFRS HR. Don't forget to use a 80 pages to 120 pages notebook. Why you should use that? Mnemonics you can write. Confusing questions you can write. Then shortcuts you can write. Then keywords you can write. All this will help you the day before exam. After auditing, it will help you. Now you will not know the importance of it. When you are opening 4 or 5 books at the same time, you will not know what you should study also. At that time, this will be helpful. Are you clear? Yes? Okay, shall we go to the next one? Areas to be considered by organization management. Not a big deal to remember. This and all is to be just glanced. What they are saying, residual risk. Residual risk means what? Whatever apart from the risk that we are studying is called residual risk. Then you should have your safeguards. That means protection should be there. Indirectly, they will talk about control. Indirectly, they will talk about having a control relating to it. Are we clear? So not a big deal to remember. Next is very important, guys. See what I'm doing? I'm marking it in green. Green means you know it's so important for the exam. What are the risk related terms? They will ask this in 2 marks or 3 marks. Risk related terms, they'll ask in 2 marks or 3 marks. What is risk management? See what I'm writing. I'm writing the meaning of risk management. Risk management is otherwise called what, guys? Control. When you manage risk, it is called what? It is called control. So what we should try to do, we should try to know the terms. See what I am coloring now. See, I am coloring 3 words which are so important for your exam. Now, if you ask me, sir, what about others? They may test you. I will not say no, but still you should understand this in a very particular way. Now, risk related terms. Okay, guys, first I'll explain you and then you can go inside and write this. Listen carefully. Once you finish this, you don't need to write it fully. First, I'll tell you the story. Then you will be able to get it. Are we ready? Yes. Now, in an organization, don't you think you will have assets? Yes. What is called an asset? Asset means what? Whatever you know. Asset means what? Simple.
Benefit when sold.
Sorry, what?
Which gives economic benefit when
It gives
sold.
economic benefit as a whole. Okay, very good. Okay, good. I am an asset to the professional world. What does that mean?
Value.
I am of value to that particular organization or world. Very good. Something of value to the organization, we call it as asset. Okay. For every asset, will there be weakness? Yes,
Yes.
definitely yes. So that is the word that they will talk about here called vulnerability. Are you clear? Weakness. Now, I will come to our examination itself. When you go to the examination, any exam, will you go without any fear? There will be definitely some percentage of fear, correct? Even when they are not going to bother about telling you marks that this, the moment when you say test or exam, you will be like shivering, correct? This happens to everyone, not only you. Even for Sachin Tendulkar, when there is a new match after 100, he will still have a fear. So there is always a weakness relating to it. Now, will all the weakness disturb you? Some only will be disturbing, not everything will disrupt you. Disrupt means what? Disturb you. So threat is called disrupting the operation. What does that mean? They will try to say something will disturb you. Correct? So some questions you will study and go, but some will only, it will be weakness, but some only will disturbing. Some you will say, even if I am not studying, I can manage. Now, you are leaving some questions and going, correct? 100 out of 100, you will not study and go. You will leave some questions and going. Now, you always have that fear. That's what if that question that I have not studied is coming in the examination, correct? Mostly you will not think about whatever questions I studied will come. You will only think whatever I did not study should not come, correct? That's the opposite way you feel, and what you feel only will happen, correct? Enna question la padikiliyo, and the question la, there is a good chance that they can come because you are thinking only about the 2% that you left. You will not concentrate about 98% that you studied, correct? This mind, we call it as monkey mind in psychology. எதை யோசின்னு சொல்றோமோ அது யோசிக்காது. எதெல்லாம் தேவையில்லையோ அதெல்லாம் உட்கார்ந்து யோசிக்கும், correct? So this happens to every time. This happens to everyone. So only they call this mind as monkey mind. You know from where we have come, correct? So and the buddhi அப்படியே தான் இருக்கும். அது you cannot change beyond a point of time. Now what you will think that 2% what I should not come, what should not come, you will pray. What you should actually pray and go, what I studied should come. Okay? இதுல ஊருக்கே வேண்டிப்பான். Pass percentage 2% தான் இருக்கு, ஆண்டவா என்ன காப்பாத்து. Pass percentage 2, why will you bother? You are passing or not, correct? Don't pray for the whole world. It is good only, but you are not that good, correct or not? You are not that good to pray for the whole world, and you recommend ICA that yarla who and all is registering and writing for exam, please make everyone pass and all, you will not think, correct? So பக்கத்துல இருக்கிறவங்க கூட நிறைய எழுதுனா வயிறு எரியவனி, correct? When that fellow gets an additional sheet, gone. எவ்வளவு எழுதுறான் பார், படுபாவி படுபாவின்னு you will start scolding him, correct? And that fellow will be striking all the answer and getting additional sheet. For here you will be like stomach burning here, correct? This and all happens in the examination hall. Now what you guys did not study is coming in the examination. What you will do?
Leave it.
Leave it, easy la? Leave it and go. Okay, now I'll ask you another question. If there is a choice, you will leave it and go. It is coming from compulsory question.
Try maximum that I can answer it.
Now you will manage, correct? You will not leave it and go, correct? They will leave you if you leave everything and go, correct? So the point is, see, listen the concept. I'll come back to the concept. You have a weakness that is called vulnerability. Abdina, you always have a fear that something may happen. But when the question is coming in the examination, it is called threat. It is disrupting your operation. When that question is coming in compulsory question, you cannot avoid that. That is called risk. Are you clear? Easy to understand with the concept. So the risk is, see what I am writing. The risk that I am going to write, I will use a concept saying T over V. Guys, what does that mean?
Threat to vulnerability.
Over vulnerability, more than vulnerability. Threat is bigger means it is called what? Risk. Are you clear with this? Next, whenever you have a weakness, now you are getting this in the studying time. You are sitting in the home, you are saying, "Ayyo, I did not study this 10 questions. What if it is going to come?" Can you change now by studying those 10 questions? Yes, they call this as countermeasure. Are you getting this answer? Answer to vulnerability. Are you understanding this? When you sit in the examination hall and think, nothing can be done. But when you are sitting in the home and then you found, now, for example, Vishnu is like studying in the morning. Now, by the time he brushes his tooth only, he's remembering, "Ayyo, 10 question I did not study." You will not say, "Gone, today I am going to fail in the examination only." No, small fear comes. Then he says, "Our exam is at 2 o'clock only. Now only it is 6:30. Sit for 2 hours. Before breakfast, we study all the 10-15 questions. He write 3-4 times and practice and try to remember, put the mnemonics and study. By 10 o'clock, he's ready for the exam." So his confidence rises because he has found an answer to his vulnerability. It is called countermeasure. Are you clear? Easy to understand the concept. Now, but when the risk is happening, there can be 3 things that can happen. Attack can happen. Likelihood can happen. Likelihood means what? May or may not come. Attack means for sure. Yes, likelihood may or may not happen. Exposure is extent of loss can happen. See what I am writing? I am writing extent of loss is called exposure. Likelihood may or may not happen. What I will use as a one word? Probability. Correct or not? It may or may not happen. Probable that it may attack is likely to attack. Definitely there will be an unauthorized access. That means you cannot escape. You will definitely be having a hit. So this is the terms that they will try to use in risk, which is very important for the exam. So asset, what I am writing, I am saying value to the organization. Yes, did we cover all this with the concept? Definitely they will ask this in MCQ. Quickly write this and keep. Start writing. I don't wanted you to write everything. Certain things I will make you write in the class. Quick, start writing. I'm here only. Quickly do it. Don't miss one term also. Everything is important. Guys, these are all one word I am telling. After this, I will color the keywords for all these terms. You don't need to write that. I wanted you to write only this.
Done.
Done. Very good. What about others? You're done?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. Now, see what I'm trying to show. So I have already done based on what is these concepts. Now see, don't bother about the risk management. I will tell you that later. Okay, risk management, we have already told the meaning, no? So we will write this. What is a simple term? Assessing the risk is going to be risk management. Then taking the steps to reduce the risk is going to be risk management. At least for sometimes maintain that same level of risk is again risk management. So write these three keywords: assessing the risk, taking steps to reduce the risk. Write only keywords: assess risk, reduce risk, and maintain the risk. This is called risk management. Write only keywords, don't write the whole sentence. Yes, now shall we go to one after another and see what is going to be there? Asset. What is the keyword that I have told here? Something of value to the organization. See what I'm going to color. I am going to color all this relating to one important term. Why? Because all these are terms relating to it. Correct or not? See the first point here. Risk management, we have already told. Asset means what? Something of value to organization. Vulnerability. What is that I told you? Weakness in the system safeguards. Threat. Threat is going to be more important for you to understand. There will be three things that you should remember. Any entity or circumstance or event, anything can be damaged with the potential to harm the what? Software system or the software component through. This is the most important thing. It can be through unauthorized access or destruction or modification or denial. That means they will not allow you inside because it has become a threat. Correct? Guys, sometimes your system will itself say there is a good chance that it can be a virus. Can I block you or can I allow you? It will ask. So if you do not get that option, then it becomes a threat. If you are getting an option, that means it is doing a risk management. Very simple point to remember, correct? So please write near threat alone, unauthorized access. You already wrote the word threat, there you can write unauthorized access, destruction, modification, and denial. Write only that keyword. Don't write everything. It can be through unauthorized access. Guys, our perspective is very simple. In 1 hour, we are going to pass EISM in the exam, correct? So each and every single word has to be made strong. Understand with the storyline. Yes, have you done unauthorized access, unauthorized or destruction, modification, denial? Anything can happen in threat. Now I made you color that keyword also, correct? So this and all can be coming in the examination, I told. Whatever is marking in yellow is quite important, is what I've already told you before. That does not mean others you will leave it in choice and go. Mostly they are asking only this. Okay, see what is the next term that they are using for threat. Any action, event or condition when there is a compromise in the system. That means something not good in the system, its quality or ability, its quality is disturbed and ability to inflict harm. Definitely there will be a disruption of operation. We told this, you remember? So what's the keyword we told? Disruption. That's what they are saying. Ability to inflict the harm to the organization. Are we clear? Inflict harm is the threat. Now exposure. Okay, exposure means what I told guys, extent of loss. I already told you this. You remember, extent of loss that the risk will materialize. That means there is a good chance that it will be there. Likelihood, estimation of probability that there will definitely be a threat or a risk. Threat will be succeeding in achieving undesirable event. Attack means what? Attempt to gain unauthorized access. Somehow it will attack you. Yes. So all this and attack can also be called dash. Malicious intentional fault. Malicious intentional fault. Please write this word and keep. There is a good chance they can ask you in the MCQ. Attack is dash. Like that, they will give 4 options. Malicious intentional means what? Dangerous. That there is a good chance that it can be a risk. Are we clear? All these are negative aspects. Countermeasure alone is positive. Why? You are done with the previous one because it is an action, device or procedure or technique or any measure that reduces the vulnerability, reduces the weakness. Answer to a problem is called countermeasure. Are we clear? So you can remember PAD technique, PAD technique. What is PAD technique? Procedure, action, device. Remember this and write. PAD technique is how you can remember. PAD. P, procedure. A, action. D, device. Technique. That reduces the vulnerability. Are you guys clear with the concept till now? Can you take some 2 minutes to study this? It will be here. You can read from the system also. There is no issue. 2 minutes only, not more than that. Can you glance so that I can go to the next level? I'll give you 2 minutes. Why I am putting off the video is for a simple reason. When you are studying, your concentration should only be on the sheet, not on me. Correct? So I will put off the video again and again so you can easily do it. Start studying 2 minutes. Have you completed, guys? Yes. Okay. Now,
Yes,
shall
sir.
we go to the next level? 2-3 minutes, it should be fine. Okay. Now, I am marking certain things which are so important and crucial, correct? So this itself should be enough for you to understand what type of MCQs that they can ask. Yes, risk analysis. Risk management is different. Risk analysis is different. Risk analysis means what? Analyzing means first identifying the risk. See what is the keyword that I am underlining. Identifying the risk, determining the magnitude and impact. What is the level of impact that it will create? First, you should analyze. So write the heading, risk analysis is equal to identify risk and determining the magnitude and impact. Simple, one line I wanted you to write. For everything, I will not ask you to write. Only for certain things, I will ask you to write. Risk analysis is different. Risk management is different. Are we clear? Now, what are the strategies that you have for risk management? How did you remember? 5 T's. Either you will tolerate or accept the risk, or terminate or eliminate the risk. Okay, guys, I will tell you a simple example. Now, do you guys have risk when you study CA? Yes. Shall I tell you the biggest risk? Your relatives. Will you agree to it? Definitely, they will come back from some nowhere and they will start asking you some questions which are completely irrelevant for your life. You know what the first question they will ask you? In which college you are studying CA, correct? Definitely, they will ask that question. There will be one dumb fellow in every family who will ask which college you are studying, when will you complete? That is the next big question. Hey, I am not telling you. I do not know when I will complete. Hopefully, I will complete in the first attempt. They will say, when will you complete? When will you complete? As if he is ready to give you his daughter for you to get married. Anyways, I'm just telling you the purpose is sometimes you will not even know. You feel like completing CA is bigger than anything, correct? So the point is, you will not always be able to take that risk, correct? Sometimes in some reason you should tolerate the risk. If he is very close family member, okay, you can at least try to tolerate the risk. Something you don't need to take it inside your head also. Terminate the risk. Or if your dad and mom is sitting, you can change the topic and say, uncle, please wait. Your dad and mom will speak with you. I have some small work. Transfer or ignore the risk. Correct? See the third T. Next, then that uncle is saying, no, I have come only to meet you. I have got no other option. You only should sit. What you will do, you have got no other option. You manage or treat or mitigate the risk. Okay, beyond the limit, if that fellow is torturing you, you turn back and ignore the risk, run away, jump from one wall to another, go escape. So turn back or ignore the risk. Now, these are the 5 T's that you have. You cannot tolerate every time. You should terminate certain times. You should transfer the risk. Guys, insurance and all is transferring the risk, correct? You will not keep always risk with you. You pay the premium and transfer the risk. Treat or mitigate. That means you manage something. Last, you cannot do anything about it. So better you turn back, or what did you write, guys? Ignore the risk. Are we clear with the 5 T's? This is the question that is being taken from CA final. So they will ask you this question quite easily. Risk related terms, risk management strategies have been previously asked in CA final paper. Now no more information technology in CA final. So they brought everything to EIS. So you need to know the importance of why we are reading this question this much. Correct? You may not know that there was a technology paper in CA final also. Correct or not? So I have been handling that for 7-8 years. I know how much impactful ICA will ask this question. This is their favorite question. Risk related terms and the strategies are their favorite question. So concentrate on 5 T's. Can you write down this? 5 T's, can you write? Please write this and keep. Risk management strategies. 5 T's. Write this and then we'll go to the next level.
sir.
You're done, completed? Very good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now we'll go to the next one. Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Did we study this before? I told SOX. You remember? SOX. SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley Act. What they will talk about, guys? I told you in our country we have Information Technology Act on the internal control, how technology should be there. Now, for example, if there is a problem that is happening in Facebook, somebody else is morphing your picture, or they are trying to send you some unnecessary details or pictures. All this can happen everywhere. Now, don't you think you should have an act for you to control all this? Yes. For us, we have Information Technology Act 2000, Amendment 2008. But for the US, they try to have Sarbanes-Oxley Act majorly on internal control. I'm not talking only about the social media, generally focuses on implementation and review of internal controls relating to what? Financial audit and evaluation of risk, security and control. So the keyword is what? They will evaluate three things. What are they? Evaluate risk, securities and controls, majorly review of internal controls also. So please write SOX is equal to review of internal control. Review means automatically there will be implementation, no doubt. Review of internal controls and evaluate risk, security and control. They will check everything. Are we clear with this? Shall we go to the next level? Enterprise risk management. See what I'm doing. I am just coloring things because it should be from a different color. Guys, is this 3 points so important for the exam? No. See, certain things only I will say it's important. Certain things I'll say just glance for the sake of understanding. ERM and all, they will not sit and ask you too much in the MCQ, but still we will know the keywords. Okay. Enterprise risk management means, okay, risk management will be taken by which level, guys? Top level or middle level or low level?
Top level.
Top level. So top level means who will be there in the top level?
The CEO,
Board of
director,
directors.
CEO, CFOs and directors. So directly they are saying entities board of director only will take up. They will know what is the potential event and they will check whether it will affect the risk appetite or not. That means this is the limit. Beyond this, if it goes means it will be definitely risky. So what type of risk it is going to be there? Now see what I am going to cover. I am going to cover some risk. See what I am going to write. Inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Now you can ask me, sir, why we have not studied this before here? You will not study this here, guys. You will study this in auditing. See what I am connecting. I am connecting auditing now. When you have the risk, there you will study about inherent risk, control risk and detection risk. So to check whether it is within the risk appetite or not. Are you clear with this? So what are the three types of risk you will study in auditing? Inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Detection risk. For that three controls we need to study. That I will take you next. First you can write three types of risk. You can write in the, don't write the ERM and all. Write only there are three types of risk in bracket, right? Refer auditing. Write this in the notebook. There are three types of risk, refer auditing, audit and assurance. Correct? That's your paper name. Write these three: inherent risk, control risk and detection risk. See, when you wanted to manage risk, you should know what is risk. No, only then you can manage. So they will check whether it is within the risk appetite or not. That means whether you are able to manage it or not, they should check. Are we clear? See the next one. Enterprise risk management provides framework for the management. That means how they are going to manage it. With if there is uncertainty, how they will deal. If there is risk, how there will be dealing. If there is opportunity, how will you deal? So that's called risk management. So you should know what is the plus and minus. What is the risk? What is the opportunity? You should know. Remember this. Beyond this, you don't need to bother. Next, enterprise risk management will manage risk. It will include methods and process to manage risk. This every kid will know. You don't need to write this also and cover this. Are we clear till this, guys? Enterprise risk management is clear. See how many terms we are using in risk. How many terms we are going to use in control. Till now, we have covered all the risk. Correct or not? Risk management strategy 5T, terms of risk, enterprise risk management, and evaluation of risk. We brought Sarbanes-Oxley Act. All these things we wrote. Now, shall we go to controls? Yes, guys. See what I am trying to mark. I am marking all this. See how many controls we are covering. Till this, I will mark in one color. Maybe I'll use a different color. Yes. Shall we take all these controls one after another? Are we ready? Yes. Okay. Maybe I'll use a even more lighter color than this. So it should be easy for you to know. Otherwise, color only will be looking. Yeah. Now this will be light. Yeah. Okay. Now, why I'm using different colors? It will be very attractive. Correct? If you keep on be seeing 80 MCQs in the same color, it will become like study material. Correct? You did not open study material for this reason only. No color. If it's colorful book, then you will see. Correct? The small kids book and all you open and see. Correct? Your nephew, niece book and all. Why? It will be different color. It will show different diagram picture. Correct? We guys are so grown up. You will still be able to go and see that small book because it will be colorful. We are grown-ups, but still our mind will always be a bit kiddish only. Correct? Ippo kuda okkandu cartoon pota, kuchame padama, you will sit and see, leaving your CA exam. Tom and Jerry, now also you will see. Some people are hardcore Shinchan fans. Correct? Because of that voice itself, you will see. And the Shinchan is worst that you can ever show to the kids. Correct? Madhikyo mata appa amma. Kanna apnan thittuvan, edavadhu onnu solluvan. So maybe for you as a grown-up, you will enjoy. But for kids, it is dangerous. Correct? If the kid is seeing that regularly, it will never bother about the mom and dad. Correct? Dad will never be there in the picture. Mom matunda, it will always be getting scolding. Correct? So all these pictures, if you see Shinchan, if it's a normal face, will you see? No. Mooku or maar irukum. Vaai indha pakam pogum. Kannu mela paakum. Didirnu kannlen thanni droplet kotama bucket koto. Correct? All this you have seen. Correct? Dora Bucci some fellow sees. Will you even believe? Map akamchandrapa. Map it is showing. This fellow will be showing. What are you studying? CA Inter. Ada Pavi. So you have gone to that level. Correct? Along with the Bucci, you will also be showing where is map. I have seen people singing songs on that map song and all. Anyways, it is like that. So the point is, you are still kids inside, but you are growing up physically, mentally. Sometimes some people will be kids only. You cannot help on that. Correct? Celebrate cricket paithiyam. Highlights 1980 போட்டிருப்பான் கவாஸ்கரே பார்க்க மாட்டான் அந்த மேட்சை. You will sit and see. Correct? So you will be like hardcore cricket fans or football fans. எவன் கோல் போட்டானாலும் we don't bother about the team. You will sit and watch how they will be putting a goal. You know that within that goal post only this fellow is there. How many goals you will see? You are like kids, so you will not know how to do it. That same psychological perspective, I also understand. That is one way that I show colors. I cannot show Shinchan, I cannot show Dora Bucci, SWAT cats and all, but still at least I can use some colors to make it colorful so that you get the grip. Guys, this is very important that psychologically, if you prove Walt Disney and all, if you see, they earn crores and crores and they retain the kids. Dad and mom, whatever they say also, the kids will not believe. Walt Disney, Cartoon Network, if it says, it will believe. How? Because our fellows will talk about the same thing in the same sense to the kids. So kids will become bored. If you use different colors, voices if you use differently, colors and pictures, dresses, all this if you try to use, you can attract the kids. We guys do not know, but the Walt Disney knows it. It is highly dangerous if you do not know how to attract the kids, but if the Walt Disney does, correct? You are giving food to the kid, correct? If it is not listening to you, but it is listening to the Cartoon Network, then it is a kid of Cartoon Network, not yours. Correct? You cannot dominate, you cannot take the kid's perspective because it is dangerous. I hope you understand the impact. You will be like laughing that every time when you switch on the TV, only your nephew or niece will have. Correct? It has become already dangerous. So you should not do that. Yes. So why I wanted to cover all this is to understand everything is body and mind. So psychologically, we need to study. Now, let's take for an example. You guys study auditing. How will you guys study auditing? Will you think yourself as an auditor or you will think yourself as a student? If you sit and study like a student, you will feel like, sir, how much I should mug up? How many points are there? I don't remember. But if you think yourself as an auditor and then study, you'll as an auditor, you should like Chandramukhi, you should feel like you are the Chandramukhi itself. Correct? You are actually the auditor. You are being given a company, how you will try to deal. That is the level of impact when you wanted to study a professional course, it should be. You are not a student, you are already a professional. Don't you think the small understanding of the body and mind will change the perspective itself of auditing? That is what I am trying to do with the colors. Okay, so please ensure why there is a reason that I'm using different colors. Yes, guys, listen carefully. Control risk means we know it is a problem that gets created. It is threat over vulnerability. What is the answer for risk? How you can control the risk? How you can terminate the risk? The answer is control itself. Control means what? You should ensure, see what I'm writing, guys, listen carefully. Control PPO plus PDC is how you will remember. Now I will tell you what is that so that you will understand it better. Guys, policies, practices, and procedures with an organizational structure which can either be prevented or detected and corrected. Are we clear with the easy words? Now, when I wanted to have a control, what I should do in the company? I should have policies, procedures, practices, and organizational structure. Structure means hierarchy, where you will ensure that the objectives are either prevented or detected and corrected. Are we clear with the meaning? Shall we write these keywords? What is the control? 3PO, which can be prevented or detected and corrected. Easy to remember. So please write this 3PO plus PDC. Today we can easily complete chapter number 1. Easily you can complete.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, நான் வெங்கடேஷ் பேசுறேன் சார்.
சொல்லுப்பா.
இல்ல சார், நான் திடீர்னு வீடியோ உங்க கிளாஸ் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணும்போது திடீர்னு லேப்டாப்ல ப்ராப்ளம் வருது சார். சோ சம்டைம்ஸ் நான் வந்து கட் ஆயிருந்தா தப்பா.
ஓகேப்பா, ஓகே. வீடியோ இப்ப என்ன வீடியோ ஆஃப் பண்ணிக்கிறேன்னு சொல்றியா, என்ன சொல்ற? புரியல.
இல்ல சார், வீடியோ ஆன்ல தான் சார் வச்சிருக்கேன். அது நடுவுல திடீர்னு வந்து ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு சார் லேப்டாப்ல. திடீர்னு ஆஃப் ஆயிடும் சார். மொத்தமா வீடியோ வந்துரும் சார்.
ஓகே, அண்டர்ஸ்டுட். நோ இஷ்யூஸ். You are done with this, guys? 3PO plus PDC. Did you update this in the mnemonics list? Mnemonics list, have you created one? Did I tell you the previous class to do that? Please do that. Okay, there are so many mnemonics. When you listen to the video classes, you will be able to understand that there are so many. Then and there you can write the list. Obviously, you can cover that in the crash course also. Yes. Shall we go to the next level? Okay, guys. See, what is that they are trying to say? You can either prevent or detect and correct. Don't write prevent or detect or correct. prevent, or detect. Once you detect, what you will immediately do? And correct. So that is to be remembered. Objectives of controls will either be PDC. Okay, PDC also will be there, and this concepts also will be there. What is the concept? What are the objectives of control? First, safeguard the asset. Okay, you can either call this as objectives of controls, or you can say control objectives, whatever they ask. First, the asset safeguard, that is the first control. Second, data integrity should be maintained. That means what? It should not be available to everyone. Are we clear? Safeguard the assets. Data integrity should be maintained. Then the remaining two concepts which you already know, efficiency and effectiveness. Okay, they can either ask PDC in MCQ as objective, or they can ask you SME. What is SME, guys? Safeguarding, maintenance of data integrity,
Effectiveness.
effectiveness and efficiency. Easy, SME. What is PDC? Preventive control or detective control, corrective control. Yes. See what I am trying to do. I am marking this in a different color. Why? Because confusing. Objectives of controls is different from objectives of controls to mitigate the risk. Objectives of control to mitigate the risk is otherwise called types of controls. See how many types of question they can confuse you in the exam. You will not know when you read the study material, because you will never read the study material, correct? So only you come to the class, mostly, correct? If at all you read, you will understand this different perspectives are there. Now, how to remember this? MAS is how you will remember. Manual control, automated control, semi-automated control. So please try to color this like how I am doing it. You guys also will have colors now, highlighter, pink, fluorescent, blue, orange, whatever. So try to color it and then keep it. Types of controls is otherwise called objectives of control to mitigate the risk. Objectives of control to mitigate the risk is different from objectives of controls. Are we clear? So please try to write it. MAS, manual control, automated control, semi-automated control. Clear till this? Some other concepts and all we will cover now, but it is not going to be so important. Update all these mnemonics in the sheet. Are you guys updating? How many mnemonics as of now? Some 7 or 8? Cross to 14, 15, huh? Okay.
8.
8, okay. Some 7 or 8, yes. Don't you think if you do this for the whole of EISM, what will happen? How quickly you can do that in the exam? That is the way that you can remember it. You will never miss out one point also if you remember mnemonics and concepts. Concept is first, then mnemonics.
Done.
Done? Everyone is done? We'll go to the next level. Okay. IT control objectives. Guys, Objectives of control is different. IT control objectives are different, but IT control objectives is not important. See what I'm doing. I am differentiating and I'm saying what is important, what is not. What is important only I'm telling. IT control objectives is not, because it is only implementing control. Nothing else. You are just implementing control procedures, nothing else to do it. Dual role of IT controls, they can ask you in the examination. Enable to achieve the objective and mitigate the risk. Please mark this and write. They can ask you which of these are not the dual role or which of these are the dual role. They'll give 4 options and they will give you mark 2 things which will be a dual role of IT controls. So please write achieving objectives and mitigating risk. So you can say right from the morning you should do. So remember AM. Achieve objectives, mitigate risk. You should keep on be controlling right from the morning. So remember AM. Achieve your objectives and mitigate your risk. Are we clear? Shall we go to the next level? What are the classification of IT control? I am not talking about types. I am talking about classification of IT controls, general control, application control. Guys, near general control, I wanted you to write ITGC. Have you come across this word last class? What is ITGC? Expansion. Information technology, general control. We already wrote this if you remember. Information technology, general control. What is this general control? Otherwise called, next MCQ, infrastructure control. Please write this classification. There are 2. General control, application control. Application control, you don't have any other name, but general control is otherwise called infrastructure. All these are MCQs again. This general control, I'll mark it in green. Why? Short notes. Okay. So what is general control? It is macro in nature. General means you can cover anything. It will be applicable to all the applications and resources. So what is the keyword I'll underline? All the applications and resources, it will be applicable. Application control is only to specific. Only specific, like payroll, accounts payable, billing, only for specific application. So application control. Now ITGC, they will ask you in the exam. ITGC means what? First to finish this, then I'll take you through. If you are done till this, then I'll go to ITGC. Or what we will do is we'll finish the other terms relating to application control. See what it will do. Application control will be an interface between user and function. Application control will do PDC. Guys, what is PDC, guys?
Prevent, detect, correct.
Prevent, detect, correct. Prevent or detect and correct. Don't forget this. Either you prevent or detect. Once you detect, you will definitely correct. See here, again I have told prevent or detect and correct. So don't miss this word. If you write prevention, comma, detection, comma, correction, wrong. Or if you say prevention or detection or correction, wrong. If you say prevention and detection and correction, wrong. Prevention or detection and correction is right. Like this and all, they will ask in MCQ, guys. So we should be careful. Prevention or detection. Either you prevent. Prevention is better than cure. If you cannot prevent, at least you detect. Well, after you detect, you will be sitting quiet? No, you will correct. Are we clear with the story? Yes. So,
before risk is coming, it is like preventing. After the risk is occurred, detecting and correcting.
Correct. Correct. That's what we are doing for this virus also. Gabasura Kudinir. Virus, corona illa, no virus can enter into our body, correct? So prevention is better than cure. Beyond a point of time, slowly it starts showing symptoms. Immediately put the zinc tablet, paracetamol, that this, hot water, goggling, then vaporizer, all these things you do because you have detected. After detecting, you will say, virus entered into our body. You will itself tell all the best for you. No. What you will do? You will detect and correct? No. Are we simply saying this? That's what will happen to system also. For us, it is virus. For that also, it is virus. Bugs, virus, it can be anything. Easy to understand? Yes. Now, what application control says is sometimes it is inbuilt. It is not every time built outside. Inbuilt system and software itself you have as an application software. Sometimes it will be more accurate and reliable. Correct? Modem and all, if you see, no more external modem. When we started the internet and all, there will be one external modem. If you switch on that modem, it will create a Godzilla sound and all. Like that and all will come. You will be like, you do not know what is happening also first time because it is external modem. If that happens as a damage, then you will have to replace it. Now what all, who is having external modem? Correct? If I say that there was an external modem also, you will not even believe. Correct? So the point is accurate and reliable processing, which is inbuilt application control. Have you taken till this? Yes. Shall we go and see what is ITGC? ITGC means what? It is a control which pervades across different layers of IT related information and environmental system. It will be applicable to all the system because it is why it is not application control, it is general control. All the systems, all the components, all the process, all the data for any enterprise or environment. Are we clear? So what's the keyword? All the layers, all the system, all the components, all the process, all the data. Can you write this down? ITGC, Information Technology General Control. Let me see if you are done till that. Quickly do it and let me know. ITGC. Have you completed till this? Yes, guys, what we have seen till now is
Yes, sir.
the application control. Yeah, so application control, general control, ITGC, all that we were saying. The most importantly, we told IT. Guys, put yourself in mute. Why am I getting sounds? Yes. So when I talk about controls, there are two. One is general control, another is application control. In general control, we will have ITGC, Information Technology General Control. Now, all that we told. Now, the most importantly, coming to internal control and its components. See what I'm marking? I'm marking this important because see what? Internal control, components of internal control is as per COSO framework. Guys, expand to COSO. Expand to COSO.
Committee of Sponsoring Organization.
Committee of Sponsoring Organization. So there are 5 components. See what I am trying to connect. I am connecting connect with components of ERM. Guys, what is ERM?
Enterprise
Enterprise risk management. Enterprise risk management is otherwise called internal control. Internal control is as per COSO. See what I am also writing. Connect this with SA 315. See where I am connecting. I am going to auditing now. Same answer. Sorry, what?
Risk and assessment standard.
Exactly. So risk and assessment standard. So they will connect the same thing. That assessment, risk assessment is risk management, and which is control, which is internal control. And so 315 is connected. See the connection here. So only I wanted to mark it so important. Now I will make this bigger and ensure that this is how you will remember. There are 5 components. What are they? CRCAM is how you will try to remember. What is the CRCAM? CRCIM. What they are talking about? Control environment. First know about the environment. Then do the risk assessment. Then activities of control. Once all the activities of control is done, inform, find the information and communicate to the management so that management will monitor the control. Very important. They will not change the order. So have it in order. So how will you remember? CRCIM. For any particular risk, internal control should be there. So please write this. CRCIM is how you will remember. Write this internal control. See the give the connections here, guys. Connections are so important here. See how what and all I am connecting, different concepts I am connecting. Have you written the connections and kept? If you are done, then we can go to the next level. I hope you are done. Okay, some people are writing. Okay, right.
done, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, if you are done. Now, what we should try to understand, we should try to see what are the other concepts connecting to control. Control, I told you, right? Preventive, detective, corrective. Now, what you should do is, you should not write or. I told you should write and. So, I am correcting now. Preventive or detective and corrective. We have already written this. Now, what they will do in chapter number 1 is they will say what are the levels in which you should identify the risk and control. The levels at which the control can be checked will be 3 things important for your short notes. They will ask separately what is CMT, configuration means what, master means what, transaction means what. So important for the exam, so I am marking it. So levels at which the controls can be checked is going to be what? Configuration, master, transaction. Mark it important. So I will use a different color now.
Sir, we can also tell it as risk and controls of business process automation.
Yes, it can be two ways. Why I am not using that specific business process risk and control is, anyways we will cover that in the videos and the crash courses. Here this way they would not have told anywhere in the study material, so only I am using this. You can also say risk and control of specific business process of business process automation. I will write that also. Okay, so how they can call this, you can call this as risk and controls of specific business process automation. You can also say like this. The answer is clear. Configuration master transaction, I've already given the one-liners here, so we can cover that. Are we clear? Guys, generally when we say this is my configuration, when you get a new phone, what is the first question they'll ask you? What is the configuration? That means what? See here, a methodical process of defining the options. That means what and all options you have and what is the way a software system is set up is called configuration. So when somebody asks you what is the configuration, what are the options you have? Camera is this megapixel. I try to use front camera, 3-4 cameras are there. Then RAM capacity, all these things you try to say. Methodical process of defining option in a way that the software system is set up. So setting up is the keyword you will have to remember for configuration. Now, masters means what? All the transactions of the whole company will be there. Now, let's take for an example, CB is there, I am there, Aishwarya is there, Aarti is there, Gautam is there. Now, I have some 100 ledgers access I have in the company. Will all of us 5 will have all the access to all the 100 ledgers or no?
No, sir.
No, because it depends on the designation. Now, I am the boss for all of you. I may try to have some 80. I also will not have 100. Now, Aishwarya is under me. She will have 60. Under Aishwarya, Vikram is there. He will have 40. Under Vikram, there will be another 20% and it will be taken by Gautam. Now, what happens? Out of 100, masters will be overall, but transaction wise will be based on the designation. So masters is various parameters are set up for all the modules of software. Overall dump it will be there. But transaction, only actual transactions, what you are accessible, that alone will be covered. Actual transactions that are happening in an application software alone has to be taken care, through which all the transactions are initiated, authorized, and approved. So please take down this configuration, master, and transaction. Take down this, and then we can go to the life cycles. Quick. CMT, configuration, master, and transaction.
Done.
Done. Okay. There are only some questions which I say it should be like really vital. CMT is like that as a question. Configuration, masters, and transaction. Now, what they will say is, what are the different processes that we have in your business process automation? What are they? First, I will mark it. Procure to pay, P2P. Guys, you know this, right? Procure to pay, purchase to pay, requisition to pay, whatever. Next, order to cash, OTC, inventory, HR, fixed assets, and general ledger. This and all, if you know, for that only we are going to cover the keywords. It is not so important, but you can at least glance through. Okay. Procure to pay or purchase to pay. What they are saying, process of obtaining and managing the raw materials needed to manufacture the product. So one single keyword is procure to pay. Purchasing is for what? For manufacturing, and then you can give it to the other people. Okay, for that only you try to purchase. Order to cash. You receive and fulfill the customer request for goods and services. Write these points. Procure to pay or purchase to pay or requisition to pay. All are same. What you require the raw materials for manufacturing a product or service. Order to cash is receiving and fulfilling the customer request. Because order to cash means what? Customer order till collecting cash. See what I'm writing. Customer order you receive till collecting cash. Everything is there. That's what we call it as order to cash. Next, inventory, what it will do? Accurately, they track the inventory. That's all. The point is not this big. But the next is important. Phases of inventory cycle. 3 phases. This is what we call it as raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Correct? Here it is ordering, production, and finished goods. So you can say OPFD. Ordering, production, finished goods, and delivery. Write this in the mnemonics. Don't change the order. Don't change the order. Okay, just let me know if you're done. See what I'm marking. I'm marking only certain things, right? So accordingly, you can write it and keep. You're done?
Yes.
Yes, if you are done, then I'll go to the next stage or next cycle that we have. Human resources. Don't cover that beyond further meaning. It covers all the stages of employee's time. Correct? HR means what they will do. They will concentrate only on employee, and role of HR department will be there. Not a big deal to remember, but this is important. What are the stages of HR cycle? How will you remember? See what I'm writing. ROC termination. Why I'm writing like that? Because it should be in order. What is ROC? Register of companies? No. What is R? recruitment and boarding. O, orientation and career planning. All this who will do? HR will do for you. Career development, termination or transition. ROC termination is how you can easily remember. Anyways, you will study this in SM chapter number 6. See what I am connecting. Connect with SM chapter number 6. They call this as functional strategies. It is 6, I'm sorry. Yes. 6, it is functional strategies. Please write with the connection. If you are done, then I'll go to fixed assets and general ledger and then the remaining concepts.
Done.
Done, huh? Okay, so we'll go to the next one. Fixed assets. Guys, you will study this accounting standard itself. Don't even ask me what you will try to do in the fixed assets. Accounting, maintenance, and theft deterrence. That means nothing should be stolen. Okay. So theft deterrence means finding out what is actually there. Steps, very important. Steps, you should not change the order. See what I am writing. PRAT 2D. So remember this, don't change the order. First procure, then register. This you have done it in your fixed assets and depreciation. Don't ask me to explain these points. Then adjustment, whatever the timeline, then transferring, depreciation can be done, and then disposing it off once everything is depreciated. Transferring means it is under one block you will transfer. No, you will not keep it under the same block. Transferring means not to other company. It is within the organization only. So please try to write this. Put the mnemonics also. If you're done, right. You have time. After this, we have some general ledger and then the mapping systems. We will go to mapping systems.
Done.
Done. Okay, now let's go to general ledger. General ledger is nothing. Right from recording the transaction till generating report. That's all. So there is nothing. Don't bother. Steps in general ledger is very important. So you can remember this. ERA. Then PG, posting and generating. First what? Enter the transaction, review it, approval by the higher authority. Once it is approved, post the transaction and generate the report. Okay, how simple is this? This and all is basics. There is nothing that you need to have an explanation, but still that's what I am saying. Whenever you wanted to post even an entry, you need to get approval. First, you enter the transaction and then review the transaction, whether this entry has to be posted or not. Then it has to be from approval. Just like that, you cannot go and post an entry. Once approval, then you can post. And then once you posted, you can generate report. Easy to remember. So put this in the mnemonics list again. Based on all this, if you watch the video, it should be there. ERAPG. If at all you have not used your separate notebook for mnemonics, get it today and update. Before it becomes too late, go and update. You're done? Shall we go to the next last set? Flow chart and mapping systems. I will color this in a different color ink.
Yes, sir.
It is too dark, okay. Okay, yes. So mapping systems, there are two mapping systems. You remember I told this flow chart and data flow diagrams. In this flow chart, they are not going to ask this, but still I am just taking you through flow chart. Flow chart means what, guys? Very simple. I have so much of operations and business. Am I showing it by way of a chart so that you know the flow of your particular process in organization? That is all. So it is a diagram that describes a process or operation. It is used in, see what I am underlining, it is a diagram. It is used in designing and documenting the process or a program. It is step-by-step activity. There are various types of symbols there. You don't need to bother. I will send you that separately. Symbols in flowchart are many. You don't need to remember that. You can try to just say symbols used. I will send you separately flowchart PDF. Cross functional, that means different departments, different swim lanes. Swim lanes means what? Different operations and organizations. Please write this and keep. Cross functional flowchart means what? When the page is divided into different organizational unit, they call it as business unit or organizational unit in corporate. Then you have a formula for it. They have a notation that's called BPM, business process modeling notation. Not an important thing to remember, but remember that you have a flow notation for it. Now, when you collect with the overall diagram, it is going to be 1, if you try to use the data, it is called data flow diagram. Flow of data will be there in data flow diagram. So you can remember that. Very simple. Whatever the raw things, data, facts and figures I have, with that, if I am forming a flow diagram, it is called data flow diagram. From the flow of data, sometimes you can also derive information from one place to another. What data flow diagram, guys? This is important. See what I'm marking here. This is important. So write this. Data flow diagrams describe the process, showing how the process linked together through data stores and how the process relate to the users and outside world. Please write this and keep. I am not asking everything to write. This alone. Data flow diagrams alone, I wanted you to write.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. So shall we cover the remaining 2-3 things? Guys, with that, what will get over? The one-liners for first chapter will get over. See how big the material. Have you seen the material? In 70 pages, I have broken down to one-liners, so it becomes very easy for us to understand. After this 3 things that we are completing, 676, 77, 78, I'll give you 10 minutes. Cover the whole thing that you have written and kept. So after that, you should have no doubt. I'll give you 10 minutes time, because after I finish the class, I do not know whether you're opening up the book or going directly to office or wait for Friday to come. Correct? We close at 9 o'clock, open it next day. So that shouldn't be there. So I'll give you 10 minutes time now itself once we finish this. SPDI. You remember this expansion? Sensitive personal data information. They will ask you, what are the rules that we do? We have any rules for SPDI? The answer is yes. For the practice, for sensitive personal data information protection, you have a rules called Sensitive Personal Data or Information Rules 2011. Which section number they will ask you in MCQ? Section 43A. Okay, please remember this in a strong manner. Section 43A, remember this. Okay, what is sensitive personal data information? Any information that relates to a natural person, either directly or indirectly, in combination with any other information that is to be available with a body corporate. So it is not your information, it is the body corporate, it is the company's information. You need to keep it safe, not yours. It is the information relating to a natural person. That means what? You in the company has some personal data information, correct or not? Company means what? You guys only are working in the company, right? So natural person, anything relating to a natural person, you either directly or indirectly, which is available in the company. Your information available in the company is called sensitive personal data information. What are they? They will ask you the examples. So we should try to remember this. Password can be a SPDA. Financial information, physical, philosophical, psychological, physiological, mental health condition. It can be anything. Health records. Guys, in simple words, I'll say medical records. Correct? That all has to be important. Sexual orientation. Again, anything related to your gender. Medical records, I have already told. Your medical record, history, biometric information, your attendance, salary, all this and all should be your important coverage of sensitive personal data information. Please remember these examples and write. Can you take down this with examples? 43A rules you are writing. Your information available in the body corporate, and these are the examples that we have. Quickly take down this.
Done, sir.
Done. Very good. If you are done, we are done with what? We are done with chapter number 1, one-liners. So I have told you easily some 300 to 400 we should cover overall for your 30 marks only. Correct? So with this, what are we completing? We are completing chapter number 1, one-liners. Yes, guys. So what we have done chapter number 1. Even before we go inside and watch the videos or understanding the concepts, you already know what is that. That is the most important thing to get the confidence on the subject. That's what we are trying to do now. So we'll go to chapter number 2. Guys, what is chapter number 2? Finance and accounting systems. Before we go inside, don't you think we should try to write the expansions and see what and all we have? We usually do this, right? So shall we go and write this? Yes. So first, write the heading finance and accounting systems. Finance and accounting systems. We will go and write all the expansions relating to it, and then we can go inside the one-liners, or maybe we can try to go and see the flow of second chapter. Once we finish this, flow of second chapter will be seen, and then we can go to one-liners. Yes. So finance and accounting is majorly on ERP. What is ERP? Any idea? Enterprise
Resource
planning. Enterprise resource planning. Very simple. That's the software that we use. It can be a Tally, it can be an SAP, it can be an Oracle, like that. So what is DW? Data warehousing. Data warehouse is better. Warehousing also you can say, nothing wrong. Where you will try to keep all the data. Then access control, role-based access control. RBACS, role-based access control, quite important for your short notes. So I'll mark it in important color. In that control, you have mandatory access control. And you have discretionary access control. Why am I writing this here? So that you should remember that different access controls will be there. Role-based, mandatory, discretionary, everything they can try to use. Then for ERP, you have modules. In that module is, most important module is finance and controlling module. Guys, if you see, everything will be like module. I will tell you many things. There are some 12 modules. You can write it and keep. It is a part of, see what I'm writing so that it is easy. Part of 12 modules. There are some 12 modules of business process, BP. So you can remember finance and controlling, FICO, FICO. Are you able to see this? FICO. This and all is going to be based on your what? ERP. Very simple, software related, that's all. All this you will try to be forming part of your SAP. BP means business process. SAP means your software, your biggest software, which is called SAP. Don't call it as SAP. You should call it as SAP. Remember this business process, which is your SAP. Now, next module is called sales and distribution module. Next is production planning module. PP means what? Production planning. Then material management module. Write all this, guys. Sales and distribution. S and D. All these are SAP modules, ERP. SAP expansion, system applications and process. You don't need to remember that. I'm just telling you system applications and process. So sales and distribution, PP production planning module, material management module. Half of these things, more than half, I have itself used when we were working, because everything is forming part of your SAP. Have you done till this? Yes. So next, quality management module. Quality assurance, we can say, quality assurance management module. So quality, QMS, quality assurance quality assurance SQ and management module. You will connect this with SA. I think it is 210 and SQC1. Quality control related. So you can remember this and connect with SA. So I will say connect, so that it's easy to study. Yes, SCM, supply chain management, that is for supplier. Indirectly, I will connect with OTC. What is OTC, guys? Order to cash. Sales life cycle only? No, sales only you will supply. Correct? So opposite to that is customer relationship management, CRM. Chain of activity, supply chain management. That means right from the goods till it is reaching the consumer, manufacturing and then retailing, wholesale, retail, everything is going to be there. Customer relationship management. MIS is an important concept. So I am marking this. What is MIS? Management Information System. On all this, there will be some two questions in the material. I will explain all this when we go inside each concept. Management Information Systems. DA, important, data analytics. Like there will be so many concepts relating to data analytics, data warehousing, data mining. So like that, there will be various concepts. EDA is exploratory data analytics. CDA is confirmatory data analytics. Very simple. It is the type. That's all, guys. There is nothing more. Types of data analytics. BI is business intelligence. How you try to use your business intelligence, you will have to connect that with TA and AI. AI is what? Artificial intelligence. Can you write down this? See the connections that I am giving here. Each will be in different chapter, but still you should know how to connect. Did I tell you that you should connect this with the data analytics? So write this also, connect with the data analytics. And when you go to data analytics, they will connect that with business intelligence, artificial intelligence. Everything is interconnected concepts. So I am marking this. See here what I am marking. I am marking this in the first place. Data warehousing is connected with data analytics. Data analytics are different in number. Business intelligence is connected with data analytics and artificial intelligence. Okay, next OLAP, important expansion. They will ask you in the exam, online analytical processing. This is one way of applications related, analytical processing, application related. So they will ask you this in the exam. So I'll mark it important. ETL also they will mark, XBRL also they will mark. So I'll mark everything. ETL is first extract the data, transform the data into information, then load into the system. Extract, transform, load. This is what we usually say: input, processing, output. Extract, transform, load. You're done? Everyone is done? Let me know if everyone is done. The last thing that we should cover is, guys, beyond this, there is nothing in chapter number 2 for expansion. I have covered the whole study material and I have given and typed. So I have not typed it before. I'm typing it before you so that you also get the grip. Extensible business reporting language. Now, this X should be bigger. So only it is XB. E should not be there. It is not EBRL. It is XBRL. X should be becoming bigger, and this is what you should. Guys, do you remember when I was talking about the law, or when I take law, or when you studied law, we would study AOC 4 XBRL. In accounts of companies, in that format, you will have to file the applications relating to accounts of companies. So till that level, it is important. XBRL, Extensible Business Reporting Language. Quite an important question for not just MCQ, but also for question and answer. XBRL, one question is going to be for sure in the exam. Beyond this, there is no expansions that is there in the book itself. If it is there, it is completely not relevant or unnecessary. You don't need to study. These things will be enough for you to understand what is going to be there in chapter number 2. Okay. So guys, what we will do after this, we should try to cover the index of chapter number 2. You know, in chapter number 1, what is there? Beyond this, there is nothing. Like that, we should go for chapter number 2, and we will go for the one-liners of the chapter number 2, so that after that, it will only be question and answer. You can make yourself really, really, really strong. Okay.